A father is washing his car with his son. The son looks at his father and says, "Dad, couldn't we use a sponge or something?"
This is Across the Table, the podcast of Hannibal the Magician.
Hi there. Hi, welcome. Good to be back. Good to talk again. I have been fighting the demons that keep me from being productive, and that's going to end today. I've made some pretty formal within myself dedications of things that I'm going to do, and this is one of them. There's enough of an audience of you, roughly 70 or so, who actually listen right now, and if you're going to listen, I'll keep talking. And it's been 2 months. And 2 months is way too long. And I'm going to find things to say. There are times that the dark demon voices in my head tell me you've got nothing to say, you've got nothing anyone wants to hear about, but you know what? It's patently not true. I have a voice, I have a platform, and at least for now, freedom of speech is still free, and I'm going to talk while I still can. Life is short. Life is criminally short. And I'm through professional help, through a change of input, through a change of diet, through a change of focus, and bright, shining love in my life, I'm getting over myself. And I have stuff to put forth. I have card tricks to do. I have things to create. I have been collaborating in some pretty genius productions. I helped my very good friend Chef Anton with a piece that just absolutely blew them away in the Parlor of Prestidigitation at the world-famous Magic Castle. And I'm very proud of the work that the contribution that I was able to put into it, and his execution of everything was absolutely amazing. If you get a chance, see the dude. It's pretty cool. So, here's my dedication, and this is going to be short because this isn't what I initially want to talk about, which is also going to be fairly short and to the point. Continuing podcast. This podcast will broadcast for the patrons of my Patreon. See the link in the descriptions. This will broadcast on Sunday evenings. I understand this one's going to be a little bit earlier than that, but it's a Saturday, and my inspiration is pretty high. But regularly on a weekly basis, this particular podcast, Across the Table, will go out to the patrons, the people that support me. I believe that I've got it set for $5 and more per month, who support my art, who support my journey, who help me get from one city to another, and who help me do extra things like this particular podcast and the writings that I do and will continue to do, supported by Patreon and the people that love me and the people that love my art. No one is obligated to donate. No one is. It's all a purely voluntary basis, and I'm going to tell you straight up right now, the perks are kind of small. There will be buttons, there will be fun things, there will be exclusive things for people that support me, but the Patreon is simply there for people who want to support without expecting anything in return. I'm going to give, and I'm going to give, and I'm going to give until I cannot give anymore, but my give is worldwide with no restrictions. You'll get things a little bit early, if you'd like, and that's fine. But I have full faith in the universe that supported me so far and has put the talent into my hands, so that's all I've got to say about that. Thank you for being supporting. Anyway, this podcast will go out Sunday night for the patrons. It'll go out Tuesday night for everyone else. It'll go completely public. Like I said, there's about 70 to 100 people-ish that listen on a regular basis, and the occasional one-off. I can look at the data if I want to. I generally just look at the numbers, the top tier of how many times this has been listened to, and I go with that. I take heart in those numbers. I believe my patron count right now is at like 21 people, which is beautiful. There are people, well, unimportant information, but there are people that donate all the way up to $100 a month, and people that donate $1 a month, and I love them all, and I hold them in great gratitude that they care enough about the art for whatever they decide, whatever they can comfortably put forth. Some people go up, some people go down, and that's beautiful, and that's fine. I'm going to stop talking about Patreon like now, although it's very passionate subject for me because I'm very grateful about it. This podcast goes out every Sunday night for the patrons. It'll go out every Tuesday night for the entire rest of the known universe who care to listen. I have a secondary podcast called A Tiny Spider, which is poetry and stories and straight up non-personal things, things that I find lovely, things that I write. I started it off as a project of things to listen to before you fall asleep, and it's very quietly read, and it's very quietly driven, and it's called The Tiny Spider, and there will be a link to that in the description of these things. Tiny Spider is simply a passion work for me, finding things that I find admirable and beautiful and that speak to me, and putting them out for you, for whoever wants to listen. And I will remain dedicated to the, I believe it is ASMR, if I'm getting the initials correct, but it is basically stuff to listen to before you fall asleep, or maybe even perhaps things to listen to be inspired. That will go out every Tuesday night to the patrons and every Thursday night to the entire world. So Sunday and Tuesday to patrons, all the new stuff, and Tuesday and Thursday to everybody else, to the people who care to listen, and I love them. Thanks for listening, I guess is really all I have to say about that. The blog, the personal writings, will go up to the Patreon first, and will follow the following day or the day 5. I haven't figured that out yet, either the next day or the day after that, up on the regular blog. That'll also help me to write first drafts and edit some of perhaps the more edgy things that might come out of my mouth in the midst of those. So if you want it unexpurgated, if you want it unedited, Patreon's the way to go, because that's going to be. I'm going to figure if you're going to be supporting me monetarily to hear what I have to say, you should hear exactly what I have to say, unedited and unthought out, just straight out of my fingertips onto a keyboard. What else? Video diaries. Haven't made up my mind about that. People seem to like to watch me talk when I talk, so maybe once a week or once every other week there'll be a video diary entry. Just here's where I'm at, here's where I'm traveling, here's some pretty things that I saw in the midst of traveling, and I wanted to share those with you. New tricks, new effects, new magic that I create, new stories that I create for the magic that I create. You'll see a lot of the working process in the video diaries, or at least that's my goal. I have not made up my mind entirely what the video aspect of what I'm going to do is, but I am dedicated to doing it. All of that to say, I started being a magician. I started being a performer. Well, I was a performer when I was 6, when my mother first put me up on a stage, to dedicate myself, to share my heart, to put my heart up under lights. And through my own misery and my own depression and in taking toxic people out of my life and mourning over that, because let me tell you, Bubba, that's not an easy thing to do, because there are people that I love and I care about deeply that I still cannot have in my life, through choices that I've made, through choices that they have made, through loyalty and dedication, and the things I will tolerate in my life and things I will not tolerate in my life anymore. And I lead from love, so I try to be as openly as tolerant as I possibly can. But when I find that it is harming me, that it is harming my brains, that it is harming my heart, I have to let it go. Tearfully, mournfully, I grieve, but I have to. I owe it to the art that I gave up everything for, and I owe it to the people who need the art that I put forth. Right? Good? Caught up? Awesome. Hollywood was the right move. LA was the right move. Moving out to the West Coast was the right move. I do have to remind myself of that every once in a while, because life is beautiful, but oh boy is it hard. it is sometimes brutally hard. It sometimes brings me to my knees, which, quite frankly, is where I need to be sometimes. But it was right. I have been living in the place that I'm living in with Eddie and Lily and Rob now for just about a year and a half. That is my phone notification. I apologize. Of course, people now start to try to get in touch with me. Anyway, for just about a year and a half now, and it's been great, and it's been wonderful, and lots of good has come out of it. I am thinking that it's time for me to move on from here, knock some dust off of my boots, and find a place of my own. Completely on my own. I have the ability to do it. I have the talent to do it. I have the business savvy to get back out there, earn the money that I should, catch up on debts, and whoo boy, are those high. Another good reason for you to help me on my Patreon. There are debts. There are things that need to be paid off. There are people I need to catch up on, and I have been too sad to do it, and I'm putting that behind me. So, where was I? Yeah, possibly moving in the very near future. New digs, new view, closer to the castle if I can, dedicated to the world-famous Magic Castle and the magic that happens there, the history and the legacy and what I can be part of as far as it goes. Not selling out, not selling my soul, but finding a place at the table for now is what I'm searching for. Here we are. One more step, one more baby step, starting over from this point with this dedication back to a different kind of social media. The Facebook, the Instagram, all those things are going to change a bit, a little bit more focused on the art, the heart, the positivity, and the love I can put out into the world, because I'm quite tired of the negativity that's flying in my face. Having said that, let me give you this point of view for right now. Children do not belong in cages. Let me say that slower for those of you who don't quite get what I'm trying to say. Children do not belong in cages. Our government, our trusted elected officials, have decided that there are certain children who belong in cages, certain people that should be rounded up and held in detentions. Okay. They come searching for a better life. They come searching for a better place. They find themselves in a cage. We have the resources and we have the knowledge these days among us as a human race to have compassion and love for all human creatures. If they are criminals, if they have a criminal bent, if they have an actual mindset, we have the knowledge, the capability, and the tools to help with that. Rather than marginalizing a human being, why not uplift them? Why not make one less bomb? Why not make one less missile? Are we really in that kind? Have we wound ourselves up so tightly that everything now is a defensive move? Do we need the guns? Do we need schools being shot up? Do we need another dead child? I hear people passionately standing up for the rights of the unborn, and I cannot argue with that. I see the other side as well. I see advocating for women's rights and absolutely standing up and saying, as needed, as on demand, however I feel, my body is my body, and I absolutely 100% support that. You have to do for yourself what you believe in, but you cannot step in someone else's path. I hope that makes sense. I do hope it makes sense. I have helped and financed several different women abort children. One of them was mine. Several of them were not. But there were desperate situations and logical, absolute reasons that I believed in, and I helped. I stepped in where I could, out of love, out of compassion for the human being. Feel how you want to feel about me about that. I don't want to say I don't care, but I've made my own peace with everything that I've done. Children don't belong in cages. We are labeling children illegals and putting them in horrible, horrible situations. We have the ability, we have the tools, we have the resources to feed them all, to give them clean blankets, to give them soap, to give them toothpaste, things that are being denied, basic humane things. And we are either advocating it, or we are turning our face away so we don't have to see, or we are standing up and raising our voice. We have things to do. We have letters to write. We have attention to get. This cannot stand. This cannot stand. There's a whole movement about people raiding Area 51 and finding the aliens. Awesome. Do that, bro. Go do the thing. If it makes you happy, if it brings you some joy, if it reveals aliens, lead your protest. Go there. Find out what you've got to find out. Think about putting some of that energy towards freeing children in cages. There are lots of issues. There's lots of things that I'm passionate and disagreeing about right now. I'm thinking of children in the heat, in the sun, in cages, dying. Forgive me, don't forgive me, whatever, pay attention. It's monstrous, and we are advocating it, and we are allowing our elected officials, we are allowing the people that we put in positions of power and leadership to do this. Make no mistake, the way you're reacting to this right now is exactly how you feel. Someone made a point on Facebook the other day about how you're reacting right now to the things that are happening around you. If you've ever wondered how you would have reacted in Nazi Germany when the Nazis were on the rise to power, when the fascists in Italy were on their rise to power, when war was brewing in America, when a civil war was brewing based on human rights and how certain people dealt with other certain people. If you've ever wondered what you would do in those situations, take a look at what you're doing right now. Because what you're doing right now is exactly how you would have reacted in those points. We are on the precipice of monstrous disaster in the way that we treat other human beings, in the defense of invisible lines, in the defense of what somebody might do once they come to one certain place. Call me naive, and maybe I am, and maybe I don't see the big picture the way it should, but all I see is that we are humans, and that we have consciousness, and we have feelings, and we have love, and we are not demonstrating enough of our love and our compassion for our fellow travelers. I don't have a wand to wave to make it go away. I don't have the funds and the finances available to save even one human being. All I have is a voice and an opinion and a couple of dozen people who listen to me. There are children in cages. There are children under conditions you wouldn't put your pets underneath. If you stand behind this, if you support these kinds of actions, and I don't care what your rationale is, if you think it's their parents' fault for putting them in a precarious position, if you think it is whatever the reason is that you would put a child into a cage, if you back that up and you support it or you excuse it, then fuck you. And if you decided you're not going to listen to me anymore, you want to protest what I have to say because of that kind of language, fuck you too. I would rather use an obscene word, I'm putting quotes around the word obscene word, than live in a world with obscenities like children in cages. The majority of the people that I love, the majority of the people that I consider family, friends, and loved ones, proclaim themselves to be followers of Christ. I have made my own peace about who I follow and what I believe, and I'll discuss that on another day if you'd want to hear it. But right now, I'm telling you, well, let me ask you this way, to pull in an old colloquialism from my youth, yeesh. Who would Jesus put in a cage? Who would your Messiah put into a cage? Who would he approve that you demoralize and demean and dehumanize? In the words of the philosophers known as the police from the 80s, it's time to rehumanize. Get back our human side, forgetting the extremities of ideology and politics and yes, necessary things that happen in our world, I suppose, and reach out as humans again. We are beautiful. We are poetry. We are magnificent creations, and we are hurting each other. We are putting children into cages, and that's not love, and that's not godlike, and it's certainly not the actions of a follower of a Christ. Well, I hope you're still listening, and there'll be more really soon. Right now I'm going to do card tricks. I'm preparing to go do a show in Nashville, Tennessee from July the 29th through August the 4th at the House of Cards in Nashville. Brand new venue, some brand new ideas, and a platform with which to present my art. This is the gift I've been giving, and I'm doing it with all my heart and all my might. Take children out of cages. There are commercials where people are whose compassion is touched by seeing dogs in cages, and their hearts are moved, and animals are adopted and cared for and loved. What will it take for you, for us as a nation, to stand and say, give them back to their parents, put them in a safer place, do right, don't treat children as criminals, and certainly don't treat them worse than you would animals? This is the kind of compassion we need. Love can win, but it's got to be given a chance. Anyway, let's talk again soon. I sincerely hope that there's love where you are.
Sitting on the corner, staring down the street, whoa, making funny faces at the people we don't meet, whoa, whoa, holding out our pockets for all the world to see, whoa, singing our old songs, busking you and me, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's funny how they always seem to wanna get away from you. Just throw a little money and say, hey man, now do just what you do. You sing a little anthem and answer, hey man, I am. Just a little more dough and I'll show you where I stand. And that's the plan, ain't life grand? Raking in the quarters, nickels, and the dimes of woe. Just breathing and dreaming and passing by the time of woe. Whoa. Thinking of the past and what we live for, then whoa. And where we're living now, our worries in the winter, whoa. 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 It's funny how she always seems to wanna get away from you. She calls you honey in the jar, but when she's out, you're glue. Lord, it's true. You put your axe up in the case and then you ease her making haste for the dough. Then you bust into the corner, get your busking all in order for the show. On the road, here we go. Stealing time from boredom, busk away the day, whoa. Dream of records to go every time I play, whoa, whoa. Days turn into weeks and weeks are into years, whoa. We live for the fans and making music in their ears, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, it's so ridiculous. Okay. No, I think I'm good.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.